How's it going, everyone? I am SirJames, coming at you guys with yet another custom lightsaber review. This time we're going to be taking a look at a hilt from Korbanth.com, which is the Satele Engraved lightsaber that was featured in Star Wars The Old Republic. You may recall the really cool cinematic trailer where Satele Engraved came in, saving the soldiers, and then she basically brings out her lightsaber in view. You could easily see all the etched design pattern on there as she's going up against Darth Malak. If you've never seen any of those cinematic trailers, I highly recommend you check them out because they're really cool. I still would like to see a feature-length movie with that style, but you know, who knows what would happen in the future as far as Star Wars goes. But I have to say, you know, ever since I finally had my hands on this thing, I still do not regret this purchase whatsoever. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, I've said this once before, is that everyone out there has got some kind of lightsaber that they desire. Any of the different characters, maybe you have a top 3, top 4, top 5, whatever the case may be. For me, it's going to be probably about top 5 different hilts that I've always desired. First one being Starkiller, which I recently gave that away in celebration of reaching 100,000 subscribers. This is easily hilt number 2. Another one that I've always desired is the Jedi Temple Guard from Star Wars Rebels. And as far as the other two, those are still a mystery as far as I'm aware, and who knows what those ones are going to be. So let's go ahead and hop right into it by giving you guys a closer look of the hilts. So as you can already tell, I have this configured in the double-bladed configuration. However, if you wanted to, you could easily disconnect this and have this as a single-bladed saber if you so desire. Now for me, this is going to be the configuration that I'm going to be keeping this permanently, as I don't really have a desire to make it a single if I wanted to. I'm going to give you guys closer and just look at that pattern there. It's definitely very different from all the other hilts that I've reviewed here on the channel. This is the actual connector right here. Now, if you are curious, yes, you do get pommel pieces to use them as standard, and this is what the actual pommel piece will look like. And the way this connects right here is that there are a total of 3 screws on both sides, making it out to 6 screws that you would have to screw into place. And what's nice about this is that you don't have to worry about trying to align anything, because it's going to be perfectly aligned from start to finish. So if we look at towards the top here, here is the window emitter. Got the little rods that stick out here. Here is our activation button. This is a 2-button setup. So you have the activation button on the top, and this is going to be the one to change the different saber fonts and whatnot. Or you can go into the Profi settings and switch that around if you so desire, or just making a 1-button setup, whatever it is that you want to do. And as we go all the way down to the other side, as you can see, it's the same thing on the other end. Now, I know what some of you guys are thinking, wait, did you say screws right here in the center? Does that mean you have to disconnect all that just to get access to the internals? And the answer is no. To get access to the internals, all you have to do is to remove this 1 screw. And in fact, we are going to go ahead and do that right now, so that way I could show you guys. And I really liked how they designed that, because that was my main concern. I was like, wait, do I have to remove like 6 screws now in order to, you know, change the battery or get access to the Profi board? And when I was looking at their setup video on how it all works, I was actually relieved to see that, oh, never mind, you don't have to do all that. Alright, so once we go ahead and remove this. So when you remove the screw, basically the button and everything comes up. Like I said, just 1 screw holding it. From there, you can go ahead and now get access to everything that you need. So let me go ahead and set this down. And here is what the internal looks like. Again, we have our 2 buttons are located here. You have a removable battery. You also have a kill switch located down here. And then as we flip this around, you also want to ensure that you have your Profi right here. Obviously, the main thing that you don't want to do is to have this exposed and then drop your saber from, you know, 3 feet above the ground or anything like that. If you're in the Lightsaber Facebook groups, then you guys know what that joke actually means. But yeah, again, it's very simple, and I like the fact that it's a removable battery. And if you guys know me, I love removable batteries the most for custom lightsabers because, well, if you were ever at a convention or my example, Disneyland, and, well, your saber dies, well, I don't want the fun to stop, so change the battery and the fun continues, right? And then basically you just put everything back together like so. It slides into place one way, so there's literally no way to mess this up. I mean, I guess the only way to mess it up is, I would assume, probably put the battery in backwards. Probably that's about it. But anyways, that's how that's all set up. As far as the weight of the saber, it definitely has some heftiness to it, and it takes a little bit of time getting it used to for sure. Now, right now my hands are getting a little bit sweaty, so it's getting a little bit difficult to ensure that I have full control of the saber. This will probably be something, just because of how commonly easy my hands get sweaty, I'm probably going to end up using gloves while using this particular hilt, just so that way I have better control as far as my swinging goes. So that's why when we go outside to swing this around, I'm a little bit more cautious with how I'm swinging it and repeating the same moves over and over again, just because it's how comfortable I am, and obviously I don't want to drop this because this definitely was not cheap. But again, overall it's got a very solid build. Even after you have all the screws in here, all you want to do is make sure that they're a snug fit. You don't want to over tighten them, but when all the screws are snug, you don't feel any looseness whatsoever in there, and it's going to be great. Let me go ahead and actually turn this on, just in case if you guys can't hear the audio as good outside. And as I mentioned, you have that window emitter. Now these also did come with blade plugs, by the way, which looks like this. Just a simple blade plug that you go ahead and pop right in. And you get 2 of those for each end. Obviously, all the audio from the hilt is going to be ventilated right here at the center, right where those holes are located. And of course, I did enable gesture controls. So the gesture controls which I've enabled are things like twist on. Twist on is great because it will allow you to activate both sides of the blades at the same time without having to press the button. Typically, by default, if you don't have gesture controls, you would have to, reach over here with your fingers and turn the one side on, turn the other, or try to press them at the same time like so. And then they're just simply turn on like so. And then I've also enabled a thrust motion. Let's see if we can get it right here. And that's another cool effect that you're going to see here in just a moment. Go ahead and turn the side on. And I just want to go ahead and kind of cycle really quick through the different fonts on here, because this thing came pre-loaded with a ton of lightsaber fonts. So if this is going to be like maybe perhaps your first custom lightsaber, Korbanth definitely hooks you up with quite a bit. So we're just going to go ahead and cycle through a handful of these.
Rand. This is Mikal. I have found the exile.
The exile.
I'm Mira. I'm the best bounty hunter in this system, and that's not me bragging, that's fact.
I am Brianna, the last of the Jedi, and the one who will stand with you against all enemies who face us. I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine.
I came to warn you, Jedi.
Darth Malak.
Darth Revan. My name's Beodor.
I am Ambassador Shan.
My apprentice, Darth Bandon.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must.
So besides obviously some of the classics from the video game, you also have some of the standard ones from the movies like Obi-Wan, Anakin, Palpatine, Darth Vader, Darth Maul, and so forth. But again, you do get a lot of fonts here. So let's go ahead and take this outside, take it for a spin, and then I'll get back to you guys with my final verdict.
found exile.
Exile. There's Vera. I've been watching you all stumble around this move for a while, causing trouble. The last of the Jedi, and the one who will stand against all enemies. The last of the Jedi, one who will
My apprentice, Darth Bandon. My apprentice, Darth.
Oh, yes, Sith. If you're not with me,
Greed.
then you're my enemy.
Who dared to attack a Jedi? Really?
good weather out here. And I love this thing. Alright, welcome back everyone. I hope you enjoyed the little outside portion. Like I said, I was being a little bit more cautious with how I was swinging it, as since this is a very expensive lightsaber, I just wanted to avoid dropping it altogether. Normally I would go a lot crazier as far as the spinning and things like that go, but I only save that for things like basic stunt sabers, because those are primarily my training sabers. Anywho, what do I have to say as far as a final verdict goes, or if there's anything that I don't like? Honestly, I can't really think of anything that would make me upset. I mean, I guess as far as nitpicking goes, and this is, again, by definition, just nitpicking, nothing too serious. The only thing that's a little bit of a downside for me personally is that there's no possible way for me to clip this onto a belt, because I have reviewed a lot of other custom lightsabers, especially double-bladed ones where you were able to clip it onto your belt. For example, Darth Maul had the Covertech wheel, Savage Opress had a D-ring towards the top of the emitter. The only other one that I could think of that didn't have any way to clip it would be Cal Kestis lightsaber from Jedi Fallen Order, and this is another one of those double-bladed sabers that unfortunately just doesn't have anything here at all, which is a little bit of a downside, but again, it's not that big of a deal. I just have to hold it or put it in a bag, and again, it's just not that big of a deal. I just wish I could display it on my side. But, you know, maybe in the future I could find something that I could add that doesn't destroy or mess up anything that's already nice here. But that's really about it. Now, I will make note that the double-bladed portion of this hilt is currently sold out on Korbanth's website. They might be getting a restock, but if you still want this hilt and you desire this hilt, they do have the option where you can still buy it as the single-bladed option. And they made a note there, even if you bought two of them, you will still get the connector, so you can still form its double-bladed glory, if that's what you so desire. Or if you just wanted to keep the cost down, you can stick with just one and have that for display purposes if you so desire. But let me know what you guys think about this hilt in the comment section down below. Again, I love this thing, and I can't wait to bring this in my future trips to Disneyland and to showcase to you guys in person. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. And if you have any questions, once again, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next lightsaber review. Until then, may the Force be with you.